Lane, I know you put a lot of importance on last Saturday's scrimmage. Just through this week, what are you kind of looking for in tomorrow's and kind of boxes you want checked?
Well, very similar. We're still in evaluation mode, and the next one after this really is more about situations and special teams rotations and stuff like that. So there's not really an evaluation in the one after this. So this is really big. I guess it would be like the last preseason game from the NFL model.
Coach, how close do you think you are to naming a starting quarterback?
It sounds dumb to say I don't know that, but I don't know. Some days it's very close. Some days you can think one, and some days you can think the other. So it'll happen when it happens.
One more quarterback question from me. What's been Luke Altmaier's biggest improvement from year one to year two?
Confidence, which is would be expected for someone coming from their true freshman year. And if you're a backup to a pretty elite player, you don't take a lot of leadership because you really can't. You're the backup, so that's a natural progression. But he's done a great job of that, and playing with a lot of confidence.
There's been a lot of kind of just shifting around on the O-line, either with Mason out or some other things. How have you seen throughout this week some of those guys in new places and new pieces?
They're doing good. Mason had a small injury, which made us move around some people and look at some different people in some different areas. So, we never want injuries, but when it happens, a lot of times, there's really good things that come out of it. We get to look at some other people.
I imagine yesterday was a pretty tough day for the team with the passing of the announcement of Luke Knox's passing. I know you released the statement on social media, but could you just talk a little bit about him and what you remember about him and what he kind of meant to this program while he was here?
Really neat kid. Got to spend a lot of one-on-one time with him. Fortunate for that. Sometimes you don't because you got so many players. Just happened to with him, and and very unfortunate. Thoughts and prayers are to the family and friends, which we're in the midst of a lot of that. Right here, even non-players that were close to him, office workers, equipment people. So he impacted a lot of people, probably more than he imagined. And you can see that by the reaction from so many people hurt.
We talked a lot about defensive line and depth, but just specifically with Jared as one of the new guys, and how have you seen his progression through spring and now through most of fall camp?
I'm sorry, I missed who? Jared.
Ivy.
Yeah. He's done a good job coming over, really phenomenal length, has elite kind of height, weight, pass rush combination for that length. And so we've just been fitting him in, and still a young player. So he's got a really bright future.
You talked a bunch at the start of camp about trying to build that culture, that chemistry. Is that something that you've seen develop, or is it something you can't really see pay off until the season actually starts?
I feel like it's going the right direction. We've happened to have some really great speakers that, just don't come in and speak. They're kind of people that have been here before, that know some of our players, and they hang around for the day, and they've kind of helped with that. I feel like that's going well, and we've got really good buy-in from guys.
You're 15 days away from the season opener. At what point do you start integrating some Troy prep into your practices and stuff?
Next week, we'll do stuff as coaches Sunday, and they won't necessarily even realize it, but there'll be stuff coming in and install that has to do with the opener, so that they get a lot of reps on it, especially with a lot of new players.
Any other questions for Coach?
All right, sure. Thank you.